Nobody could have predicted what would happen when 8-year-old Emma Martinez stepped off the school bus that autumn afternoon. The golden leaves were falling like confetti across the quiet country road. But what she found lying in the middle of the asphalt would change everything. There, collapsed on the warm pavement, was a massive chestnut horse. Its ribs jutted out like prison bars beneath matted fur, and its breathing came in shallow, desperate gasps. The horse's eyes were half closed, glazed with exhaustion and defeat. Cars had been swerving around the fallen giant for who knows how long, but no one had stopped to help. Emma dropped her pink backpack and approached slowly. Most children would have run home screaming, but Emma was different. She had always felt a strange connection to animals, as if she could understand their silent language. Her grandmother used to say she had the gift. The horse didn't even lift its head when she knelt beside it. Its coat was dull and patchy, covered in mud and burrs. Emma could see the outline of every bone in its skeletal frame. This magnificent creature was starving to death, abandoned and forgotten. "Hey there, beautiful," Emma whispered, her small hand gently touching the horse's neck. "I'm going to help you." The horse's ear twitched slightly, the first sign of life it had shown in hours. Emma's mind raced. She knew she needed help, but the nearest house was half a mile away, and this horse didn't have half a mile worth of time left. Then she remembered something her father had taught her about dehydration in animals. The horse's gums were pale white, and its skin had no elasticity when pinched, classic signs of severe dehydration. Without hesitation, Emma pulled out her water bottle from her backpack. It was all she had, barely 16 ounces of lukewarm water that was supposed to last her the walk home. But she didn't think twice. She cupped her tiny hands and poured the water slowly, letting it pool in her palms. The horse's nostrils flared as it caught the scent of water. Instinctively, its lips began to move, desperately trying to drink from Emma's hands. "That's it," she encouraged softly. "Drink up." The horse managed to take several small sips, but it wasn't nearly enough. Emma looked around frantically. The October sun was beginning to set, and she knew darkness would bring dangerous cold temperatures. She had to do something drastic. Emma pulled out her cell phone, a birthday gift she'd promised her parents she'd only use for emergencies. This definitely qualified, but instead of calling 911 or her parents, she did something that would later shock everyone who heard the story. She called the local radio station. "Hello, this is KQD. You're on the air," came the voice of DJ Mike Harrison. "Hi." Emma's small voice trembled, but remained determined. "My name is Emma, and I'm 8 years old. There's a dying horse on Miller Road, and I need help. Please, if anyone is listening, this horse is going to die if someone doesn't come right now." DJ Mike was stunned. In 15 years of radio, he'd never received a call like this from a child. "Sweetheart, have you called?" "I called you because grown-ups listen to the radio in their cars," Emma interrupted with surprising wisdom. "The horse can't wait for ambulances or animal control. It needs help now." Mike made a split-second decision that would make him a local hero. He put Emma on live air and began broadcasting her location, asking any listeners in the area to respond immediately. Within minutes, cars began pulling over. First came Sarah Chun, a veterinarian who happened to be driving home from work. Then Mark Rodriguez, a local farmer with horse experience. Soon, nearly a dozen people had gathered around Emma and the collapsed horse. Dr. Chun quickly assessed the situation. "This horse is severely malnourished and dehydrated. We need to get to my clinic immediately." But moving a 1,000-pound horse required equipment they didn't have. That's when Mark's truck arrived, pulling a horse trailer he'd rushed home to get. As the adults worked to carefully load the horse, Emma never left its side. She continued talking to it in soft, reassuring tones, her small hand resting on its neck. The horse's eyes had begun to focus, and it seemed to respond to her voice. "You're going to be okay," she promised. "I won't let anything happen to you." The rescue took nearly 2 hours. By the time they reached Dr. Chen's clinic, a small crowd had gathered. Word was spreading through the community about the little girl who had saved a horse by calling a radio station. Dr. Chun worked through the night, administering 4 fluids and nutrients. The horse, later named Hope by Emma, had been abandoned by its previous owner and had been wandering for weeks without proper food or water. 3 months later, Hope had made a complete recovery. Her coat gleamed like polished copper, and she had gained over 200 pounds. But the most remarkable part of the story was yet to come. Emma's parents, moved by their daughter's compassion, decided to adopt Hope. They converted part of their small property into a proper stable, and Emma spent every day after school caring for her new best friend. The story didn't end there. Inspired by Emma's actions, the community started a program called Emma's Angels, a network of volunteers who respond to animal emergencies throughout the county. The radio station created a special hotline for animal rescues, and Dr. Chen began offering free emergency services for abandoned animals. Emma, now a local celebrity, never let the attention go to her head. When reporters asked her why she called the radio station instead of traditional emergency services, her answer was simple: sometimes you have to think different when someone needs help. Hope couldn't wait for the normal way. Today, Emma and Hope are inseparable. Every morning before school, Emma brushes Hope's mane and whispers the same words that started their incredible journey. "Hey there, beautiful. I'm going to help you." Because sometimes the biggest heroes come in the smallest packages, and the most unthinkable solutions come from the purest hearts. If this story touched your heart, share your thoughts below, and don't forget to subscribe for more incredible rescue stories that prove love has no boundaries.